Drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic are two medications that have become popular for their weight loss benefits, and their increased popularity has put a spotlight on terms like food chatter and food noise. It's the idea of being preoccupied with food or eating. And while the medications can come with a hefty price tag, patients say the drastic change in their relationship to food is worth it.
I'm Kathleen, and I live in Mississippi.
I'm Casey Mason. I live in North Vernon, Indiana.
My name is Nancy Barnes. I live in New Iberia, Louisiana. In a year and a half, I have lost 107 pounds between taking Ozempic and Mounjaro.
I thought everybody was like me and was hungry 24/7. Thought about food all the time. Thought about that cookie you didn't eat or you did eat. And I had no idea that there was such a thing as a normal appetite.
The food noise stops. If you're a binge eater, the noise in your head stops. It is just so unbelievable.
It ruled my whole day, every single day. As soon as I woke up, what am I eating? As soon as I went to bed, I got to have the ice cream before I go to bed, or I got to have the cereal, or I got to have the snack. I just don't think about food anymore.
For me, I truly believe it's all genetics and it's scientific and chemically in our bodies. And this medicine, these group of medicines help to address that.
I don't think it ever goes away. It's just the medicine helped me maintain it to a point that I could go, oh, I don't need this. It helped me rethink the way I look at food.
And as a popular hashtag on social media, thousands have been sharing their own stories about food noise and these GLP-1 medications like Ozempic.
So I think food noise works a little bit differently for everyone.
Let's talk about this food noise concept.
Do you know what food noise is? Food chatter, emotional chatter. I'm Dr. Carla.
Dr. Carla Lester is a pediatrician and an obesity physician. She's been looking at the relationship between food noise and these medications. Dr. Lester, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So first off, I'd like to ask you if you could define what food noise is according to physicians and what causes it.
Food noise or food chatter isn't a medical term per se, but these are people who experience kind of constant noise in their brain. So they have a constant craving mind for food. So it's despite hunger, and it doesn't necessarily relate to their weight either. So their food cravings kind of rule the day. They may have just eaten and they're looking forward or thinking about the next meal or the next snack. And as patients are being started on medications like Ozempic, like Wegovy, like Mounjaro, for the first time in their lives, they're experiencing a quiet mind. They're going throughout their day without this constant food noise, food chatter.
For some people, the food noise is constant. For some, it's non-existent. Is there some biological reason that some people experience different amounts of food noise?
Well, I believe that there are a few reasons why we experience it. Number one is, I believe, since our bodies are adapted to keep us basically exactly where we are, the status quo. So somebody who has insulin resistance, a patient who's struggling with obesity will have more of those hunger cues, less of the fullness cues. And so they may have more of the food noise and food chatter throughout the day. So biologically, we need to give ourselves a massive break because it's physiologic, it's brain science. Our bodies were not meant to be exposed to high levels of insulin, and for sure not persistently high levels of insulin. So over time, the body adapts and becomes resistant to it, which creates higher levels of insulin. So we know that we have this addictive trifecta of refined sugars or processed carbohydrates with trans fats and salt that create addictive pathways and powerful cravings in our mind. And so humans are highly in tune with our senses. So just a visual cue, smelling it, somebody cooking, hearing it, that will induce craving pathways in the brain that will create more food noise and food chatter throughout the day.
So then why do certain types of medications like GLP-1 medications affect how food noise is perceived in the body?
Well, the GLP-1 medications have a lot of effects in the body because we have GLP-1 receptors in many parts of our body. So how it works is in different ways. So it works in the gut. It delays gastric emptying. So patients feel a sense of fullness. And so that helps in that way. It also helps in the gut to restore how it's supposed to work is how I explain it to my patients, and I take care of teens. So this is what we're finding out is sometimes when you try a medication in medicine, we find out, oh, there's all these other side effects that are beneficial. And so a powerful one has been to decrease the food noise, the food chatter, the constant cravings that patients experience.
And so when we talk about food noise or these cravings, we're not necessarily talking about hunger, but what is the difference between hunger and food noise?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, hunger would be the physiologic sensation that you need to eat. And then the food noise and food chatter is more like the craving mind. So, that can be induced by so many different things. You know, we're not taught how to check in with ourselves throughout the day. We're having a lot of stress or restricting ourselves of food. And then we'll get more of that chatter throughout the day.
What are other ways to address food noise without medication?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that question because, of course, you know, a medication can be one tool. It's like a whole puzzle for your health. So we need to get in a balance of protein, healthy fats, and fiber. So fruits and vegetables. So start small. We don't have to go all or nothing with it. So we want a more of a balance. But what we don't want is to have sugar spikes, especially early in the morning. So we want to decrease that glycemic variability because when we start our day and we have a blood sugar spike, then we're just going to kind of be doing a sugar chase is what I call it throughout the day. And you're going to have a ton of food chatter and food noise. So start your day out with a balanced breakfast, some quality food, and some protein, especially.
Pediatrician Dr. Carla Lester, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.